Hey guys, Ben from eXplorminate, and we're back again with our Let's Play series of Shadow Empire on a lava planet. So, let's see what we were doing. That's right, we were about to start attacking this Jura and taking it finally, hopefully. So let's see if we can. Yeah, the odds are drastically in our favour. We don't have too many people here. There's a little bit more skill to picking these forces than you will see me using. The tanks, however, are a good bet. In other military games, generally tanks don't do so well attacking towns. I'm not quite sure how it works with this one, but I mean, you'll see. Look, if we add these laser tanks, they're drastically increasing the odds, and you know that's what we want. Yeah, we want better odds. So yeah, I think these are going to be the best bets. Everyone else is kind of out of supply. Well, their readiness is low. You can see from this little blue bar. If the bar is green, then their readiness is higher. If it's blue or yellow, it's not so good. So let's just attack with what we've got here. I think we'll see a victory this time round. Certainly looks that way. There we go. They're all surrendering. Oh, they held. They held to the last man. Look at that. they're fighting until there's almost nobody left. Let's just have a look at the text summary here. So we actually lost some of our machine gun militia there, and this is because they're just not very good in attack. And they lost 1,500 raider militia and 10 irregular trucks. They took a hit to their readiness, and it was destroyed their entrenchment as well. But it's also damaged our readiness somewhat. That's fine. We might be able to actually take these to finish them off this turn now. Let's just send everybody else in. It's likely that we won't need to use these walkers. They're still fighting hard. Ah, we still didn't get it. Yeah, these are tenacious people. Maybe we should have befriended them. I mean, these guys are tough. They won't survive another round, but wow. I mean, this just goes to show that Sun Tzu's old warning to avoid sieges like the plague was quite correct. Okay, I don't know if there's any strategy cards that we could be using at this point. We've got a defensive HQ card, but that's no good. We want attack. Covert Ops. Here's an interesting card. I've not seen this. Plea of Friendship. We'll send our most gifted and spirited envoy. He'll tell them how much we care for our joint future. This is we use this when we're at peace with somebody, and it increases your relationship with them. So this is good. We could actually send this to. We could actually send this now to Morbian. We could also send it to one of the raider factions that we didn't like. No, we can't use it on those. We can use it on Iseron, and we can use it on Morbian. Let's have a look to see what our relative relationships are like. Okay, so Morbian, their relationship is 65, but their mood is cold, which means their desired relation is going down. We want to actually boost this as high as possible. So let's see if we can. I think they're the most immediate threat to us because they are a major faction. So let's play that strat card on those guys and just see how that works. The relationship went up 8 points. I don't know if that was. I don't know if that was worth it for 5 political points. Well, maybe it would be. I'm not sure. The thing is, if we just look at that again, their mood is cold, which means that they're desiring a relation that is higher than what we've got at the moment. So it might actually take some doing to keep these guys on our good side. If we can get their mood up to warm, that's better. Now that would be better for us, especially if we're intending to be friends. As it is, I think we better be prepared just in case those guys do decide to attack us at some point. I think that's pretty much all we can do this turn. We'll just have a look at our. Yeah, we've not got any industry points, but we're doing all right on everything else. We're getting a big stockpile of metal. That's really helpful. So let's roll the turn. We're just coming out of the summer now. I would be very, very surprised if we didn't take Jura this turn. Although I think I've been saying that every turn, and every turn up until this one, I've been saying we're going to take him next turn, man. Okay. 3 decisions. BP production is 78. That is higher or equal to the 78 points we promised to our subjects. So yeah, we kept our promise there, and we've gained 2 stratagems. Let's just have a look at our decisions. So, Israel and Commune are asking for military advisors again. We should do this because it's just helping us all around. It's going to add to our autocracy points. As far as autocracy is concerned, I'm just going to have a look where we're at with it. We're currently going for martial law. Martial law unlocks a couple of stratagems: call to power 2 and recruit special ops. So recruit special ops is good because it recruits a character that has special ops experience. We'll want that later when we want to start doing espionage stuff. And let's have a look. We can't call to power 2. We need the Secret Service Council to generate that. So that's not going to help us yet. So we don't really need to push autocracy up too far, but it's better than the alternatives, I think, in this case. The alternative is we lose autocracy and we upset half of our cabinet. So let's just go for this. And also it improves our relationship with the Israel Commune as well. Morbian Commune demands release of spy. We've unmasked and imprisoned a Morbian Commune spy. Their diplomats have offered us 11 political points in exchange for his release. Now it would increase our relationship with Morbian Commune to let him go. If I say yes, accept their offer, and we could refuse their payment and we could get heart as well. Getting more heart would be helpful. Although we could get more mind, and I'm actually more bothered about mind at the start of the game as I am heart, I think. Although the heart does give you national pride and friendship. Now friendship's excellent because it gives you this character loyalty bonus of plus 40%. So the more, I mean, it might be worth actually going for heart, just because character loyalty is an issue in this game. And if your council start turning on you, you know, it can be a real problem. Yeah, they can and will start rebellions and just take troops away from you and start fighting you with them. Okay, so yeah, I'm actually gonna ignore the political points. We don't need the political points, but the heart would be good. Okay, second machine gun infantry is without leadership. This guy, however, looks like he's got infantry tactics, defensive tactics. He sounds like the perfect guy for a machine gun infantry group. There we go. So that was a nice bonus. Now I'm going to attack with these first because yeah, I'd like to see how this goes. So let's just finish this battle. Look, odds 152, and that's just with the tanks. They just don't have enough men to defend now. I'm not even going to use the tanks. Let's use something I want to train. I don't think we've not really made any models yet. Let's just use the infantry. Let's use our infantry and see if we can generate some veterans. The game has a very, very interesting and complex method for, well, it makes a distinction between veteran troops, green troops, and that kind of thing, like most military games does. But when we're making new formations, we can actually tell our strategic HQ to only send forward, say, elite units. So we could you can actually form elite and veteran units in that way, but you have to generate them first. So let's just try with these guys first, and if these guys don't succeed, then we'll send in the heavy stuff afterwards.
Do it now.
Yeah, we got them that time.
Mission accomplished.
Finally, we've taken Jura. We didn't lose anybody. We didn't lose anyone in that last attack. So there we go. We want to get as many of our units into Jura now as possible. The reason being is because they're not going to be happy that we've just invaded them. And, you know, why not? That's their home. Well, it was. Now it's ours. So we've got this walker unit. We don't need the walker unit in there. We could probably use him to scout out a little bit. And nothing's gonna hurt him, at least at this early part of the game, I don't think. Although the raiders can be a little bit more dangerous than you might expect. Oh, we're out of supply. Let's move these guys back quickly. And the reason being is because we moved over low mountains. So I should have known that that was a bad move. I think that if we've got some points here, industrial points, we should build a road. Where should we build the road from? It's going to be smarter to build it from where our truck station is. So let's build it here. We'll build it through this spot here so we can start getting these, and it'd probably be smart to build it as far as here if we can. Yeah, I mean it's wise to at least get a few points. That should bring him into supply next turn. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Oh, mind you, we do have to consider the mountains too. I'll build one more. We will use all our industrial points, but yeah, it seems like it's a bit of a shame to do that. However, I think it might be wise. Now we do need to. I think we should get this machine gun militia. Sorry, this machine gun regulars over here, over to this area, and deal with these guys quick. We also have someone pushing up this side though. Maybe we could, if we send our regular troops over here. Let's just move them over in one bracket, and then we can bring these militia guys back. Let's just try and send them round and see if we can cut them off a little bit, or at least threaten a flanking maneuver. These are back in supply, so and this is Jura Republic. No, it's still saying it's Jura Republic. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. We got ourselves a second zone, and what we can do now in the next turn is start portioning the zones out between the two. And really, it would be nice if we could get another settlement up here, but really, it's going to be difficult to do that. It's much easier in this game to take settlements from other people than it is to try to start your own until you've got a significant flow of colonists. You know, colonies just take a long time to grow if they're just relying on their own natural growth. So, oh yeah, these guys did start running out of supply down there, as expected. Okay, let's see if there's any strategy cards that we can play. Nation HQs. No. Gladiators. What was this do? Oh, this gives us an arena in our selected zone. This might be an idea to quickly build up our. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's start playing some of these cards.
Aye, aye, sir.
So they've constructed a gladiatorial arena in Richter Snow. The people are eager to attend and be entertained by violence and gore. Sound like my kind of people. So that's now another asset that's added. If we look here, we should be able to see it. So while we've got some political points, because it's not going to be long until they start disappearing, I assure you. Let's just talk to. Oh, that's not the guy we want. Here we are. We want the governor, Guy Neon Void. Let's have a talk to him. And
Aye, aye, sir.
just look at the zone orders now. We could increase the workers' salary, although our workers seem to be happy at the moment, so let's not do that. But we can increase the public budget, and what this does is this pumps some money into the private economy so that they can actually start building. They can save money quicker, and then they can start building their own assets. And the more assets the private sector gets, the more tax that we get too. So that's always good. I'm just going to confirm those orders.
Aye, aye, sir.
There we go. And that's probably all we can do this turn. We don't have any industrial points, so let's just keep. Ah, you'll notice our water is going up now because where is this asset? There we go. We've actually got an ice mine on the go now, so we can actually start building a farm, and in fact that would be very wise for us to do so. So I'm actually going to do that this turn. I think, yeah. Although I did hear a rumor that you do pay the full maintenance cost on for every turn that you're building things, as well as after they're built. So yeah. Still, I'm going to build it, and I'm going to build one here, I think. Yeah, we'll build one here. Let's do it now. That makes sense. So if we go to construct and agricultural dome facility, this time I actually do intend to build it instead of accidentally like last time. Okay, and let's move on. I do really like this game. It's one of those rare games that's fun right from the start and right until the end. You know, there's always something to be doing. I also had this feeling about Distant World Universe. That's another game that's just entertaining from start to finish. Although Distant Worlds does suffer from that typical Space 4X issue of, you know, a very, very slow late game, and Distant Worlds is no exception there. However, because Distant World Universe is just such a good game, it sustains it a little bit better. I've actually found I'm probably about 150 170 turns into another game offline, and it's gotten to the point where I'm fighting some very, very, very large, you know, Operation Barbarossa sort of invasions, and that is so fun. It's just, man, if you like war games, you're gonna like this game, definitely. Okay, so we're coming into the second part of the well, we're about halfway through this initial part of the Crisis of Passion. So we failed the demand. Our demand was to build research assets. I actually forgot about that. I need to keep a closer eye. So we'll have taken a hit to our word score, but that's no problem. We've gained martial law and we've gained discipline as regime fates. Conquest acquired as a new zone. Jura. Look, our men are cheering. I'm cheering silently. Fate pack awarded and 1 fate point. So the fate pack gives us a bunch of these cards here. So we've got 1 fate point to spend 2, and we'll take a look at those. We've got another one of these docile AI cards, and these are just really useful because the walker units are really powerful. And another zoo project. Perhaps we could play that zoo project card immediately in Jura. I think that's probably a good plan. So let's go to that. I can't remember where it was now. I think it's in zone card, isn't it? There we go, zoo project, and we're going to target Jura. Yep. And execute strategy. There we go. That'll give us a nice little boost to their sort of overall growth. I'm going to keep. It's likely that we're going to get some rebellions in Jura for the next few turns. Look, their happiness is very low, so and we need to start recruiting some workers too. Jura is great though because it's right next to a mine. Let's see what other assets we've got. We didn't really bombard them too much, so. They've got a zoo and a dome farm. Now we could nationalise that dome farm and get extra food. However, that would really affect their happiness, and I think it's probably better we just wait for our own. And also, you want the private economy to have things that you can tax. Now we won't get any tax from Jura initially because this zone is what's called, I forget the term. It's an unincorporated zone. This basically means that we're not fully integrating them into our civilization, so it won't affect their culture level, their cultural adaptation score, because they're a completely different culture. Bear in mind that, you know, since the apocalypse happened, these guys have been developing in their own way. These guys they've got their own way of growing food. They've got their own songs. They've got all their culture is completely different. They eat millipedes instead of centipedes, something like this, just to keep that tired old joke going. So, you know, they've got their own culture, and if we send our own colonists there, we can start mingling the cultures, and that will affect the cultural adaptation score. And the cultural adaptation score affects the way that they grow, essentially. I do need to read up a little bit more on exactly how that works. I skim read that in the manual. So, back to the game. Let's move these guys up. So we want to start facing down the Vonanum territory. Just keep their HQ back. Now we've got eyes on them. So what are these guys? Vonanum mutants. Ah, these guys are mutants. This mutation just gives them green skin. So now mutants have got high soft attack, but look, they haven't got very good defense. These guys are not going to give us much problems, I don't think. So what we want to do is let's start moving in. There is a few of them though. I think they might what they lack in ability, they might make up for in numbers. Okay. And now notice we've got this road that's going along here, which is great because this has resupplied our men. That's also great because it enables us to use this road as a supply base to actually explore further in this direction. Another thing that we can do now is we can actually use the zone painting tool if we wanted to make the zones a little bit bigger. Because at the moment, what's happening is if we look at the strategic map, you'll see that we'll just click on zones. Jura is just taking up this amount of space, and Richter Snow is this entire area. Now, if you look at Morbihan, we can't take this for gospel purely because this is estimated information just based on the vague, based on the recon that we've got on this city state, and that's mostly to do with the fact that we've got borders with them. And I don't remember if we put a few spies in there as well, but you see they've got a huge huge space that's estimated that they've got. Richter Snow's also quite big. Really what we would like, it might be better to sort of more evenly divide this. Now it doesn't make a huge amount of difference, partly it's aesthetic for me because I'm just like that and I like things to be neat, but the other reason is that if your town is working city hexes that are these hex assets that are further than 6 hexes away, they start receiving a penalty. So for example, Jura here, we've got these 1 2 3 4 5 6, so that is within 6. So whatever it is this is, I think this is just a radar sound, but let's say this was something we could actually use. If it was further than 6, you'd start getting this administration penalty. That kind of administrative overload penalty. I can't remember what it's called now, but something like this. We've got a science vessel here as well, which it would be good for us to connect up. Yeah, derelict spaceship. So this would give us bonus research points. So we really want to get, we want to dedicate some of our industrial points in order to getting this on the go as soon as possible. Okay, let's just bring our counters back on the map and see where we're at. Now, do we want to invade these guys? No, not quite yet. I do want to invade them eventually. We also need to get somebody investigating down here, and we need infantry to do this. We've got plenty of capacity and we've got plenty of troops. What it might be worth doing is raising an independent unit, and if we go for some, yeah, just an infantry battalion. How much would a regiment be? We can't quite raise a regiment. We'll just go for an infantry battalion here. They're just basic bog standard GIs, and they're not attached to any HQ. Well, they are. They're actually attached to the directly to the strategic command HQ. You'll see in the order of battle if we click on independence. Oh no, you know, that's right. It is in independence, and we're looking in the Richter's here. What's it called? Richter Snow. Here is the unit we've just created. This is the 1st Independent Infantry Battalion. So they'll be ready next turn, and we'll use those to scout these mountains out. And I forgot about the decision, so let's have a look. We've got riots in Jura. Yeah, this was predictable. We've just taken them over. They're rioting. Now we've got some options. Do we give them credits to appease them, or do we send in troops to end the riots? Which is an autocratic thing to do, or we can calm down the rioters by talking to them. However, this isn't going to work because it's 166 difficulty and we've only got 104. The maximum we can get is 104, so we're going to have to send in the troops. Now, we didn't get any, I'm not quite sure why, but we didn't get any feedback from that, so I need to find out what happened there. Jura is without leadership. We need to appoint a governor as soon as possible. Which candidate governor can you count on your blessing? Well, we don't have a candidate governor. Let's see if we can raise one. No, we don't even have a leader that we can add. That's a shame. So we're going to have no governor. That's a problem. We should probably see if we've got somebody free that's not doing... Yeah, see, we've got an advisor here. The advisor might be better off used. Yeah, maybe this advisor... What is he currently attached to anybody? Yeah, let's just let's relieve him.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to give you another job. He's going to be upset with me for doing this, but I need him to take this job.
Yes, sir.
Advisors are exceptionally useful, and you really need a leader that's got high scores in charisma and in all the other technical abilities, so that they can. What they do is they essentially replace the dice roll for any dice roll that comes up with a leader that has the advisor attached. If the advisor's skill level is better, then it will use their skill instead. They're exceptionally useful, but at the moment I just can't afford to have one. Morbian Commune is in search of a special item. So let's just see. They want a rare metal sample. Should we send it as a present? I think we should. This gives us a relationship increase with them. Let's just see what their relationship with us is at the moment. Just click on regimes. Morbian Commune. They're still cold, but their relationship's high. So through our actions, we're gradually pushing the relationship up. I'm not quite sure how to change them to warm. I don't know if we need a strategy card to do this. But either way, this is good. They're less likely to declare war on us, I think, when they've got when they're warm with us. Refugees at the border. A group of 1,000 refugees is trying to enter into the Richter Snow. They're fleeing from Lozeraria. What is it? What is this guy doing to these refugees that's making them flee? He's obviously a terrible autocratic leader. Much like myself. Okay, so we can keep them and piss off those guys, or we can send them back and gain fist. I think I'm going to do that because it's going to make people happy. Sorry, refugees, but you're not coming in. Okay. This is Odessa Federation that we've signed an agreement with, so we can't take those. Let's move these militia up, and we'll see if we can start surrounding these guys. Yeah, we do need to start thinking about the borders that we've got here. Yeah, because what will happen is eventually, these are whoever it is that owns these places, they will start eventually moving in, unless we've actually got some kind of agreement with them, like we have with the Odalar, sorry, the Odessa here, for example. We've got an agreement now. They won't move over these borders. At least that's the theory. They shouldn't do. And who is this? Pezoleria. Okay. So yeah, these guys are now kind of encroaching on our territory too. Oh wow, they've got sentinels. Okay. We might need to start thinking about dealing with that. Let's bring our own sentinels down. They're not going to do much. They're not going to be able to do much against these guys, actually. I don't know what armor they've got. I'm not sure what how the walkers work with regards to their armor levels, but I know that these guys, their guns will penetrate about 50 mil, something like this. So if they've got 50 mil or less, we might be able to stand up to them. But we've only got 10, although we do have a strat card to get some more. Where is it? Is it in zones? Yeah, it's in zones. I might actually make build these. Oh no, we don't actually have any cards. I suppose we could actually play one of these negative cards that gives us some fate points. That might be worth it. A random zone will suffer 1d4 decrease in militancy. Well, that's about an average of 20 points. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put this on. Oh, it's just a random zone, isn't it? So we lost 13 militancy. That's not a lot. I mean, we've got a really high look. Let's just yeah, we've got 75 militancy anyway. I don't know if that's going to change or not. Pretty sure it wasn't higher than that. I'm not sure if that's updated, but yeah, let's now play this card, and I'm going to play it in. I'm going to play it here. No, I'll play it in our home zone. I think it's probably the best thing to do.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay, so we've got 10 more sentinels. So at least we've got an equal number of sentinels now. Here they are. Look, they've arrived here. So let's move them in, and then hopefully we can stop these guys encroaching too far into our territory. I'm very likely now to have to I'm going to have to raise another unit, but that's no problem because soon we're going to be getting food from our lovely shiny new agri-dome, and we've got plenty of metal. Probably need to build some ammunition. It's just industrial points now, but industrial points is something we can fix because we've got this metal coming in, and we can actually build industry now. And it's 3 rounds of 500 metals a turn and 80 industrial points a turn. So, but that will give us another 50 industrial points per round, and that's significant. Industrial points is going to be our big bottleneck with regards to production right now. Okay, I think I'm going to keep. Let's just have a look at Jura's happiness. It's very, very low at the moment. So let's going to keep them there. Let's just call and check the zone orders. I'm going to give the workers a salary because I think it's only fair to pay people. Let's put some money into the public budget. We'll give the recruits a sign-up bonus of 15, which is kind of the default. And we'll take 500 recruits a turn if we can get them. Colonists will leave, and we're not going to incorporate this. Oh no, we're not going to incorporate the zone yet. I'm going to wait until I'm going to wait for a while before I do that. We do want to do that eventually because that will enable us to start taxing them. As you can see, their happiness is very low. These guys are going to be kicking off at us and rioting for the next few turns. So I want to get as many. I want to keep as many men on here as possible. Although I think if we move these tanks down, these tanks might be a decent counter to these walkers. What else have we got here? We could probably start pushing these boundaries back. Yeah, let's do that with some of these with our buggies. What else do we have? Jura's not the biggest place either. It's only 46,000. What's our hometown? That's 87,000. So we might not actually need all these military units here in order to suppress any unrest, which means that we could probably start moving them out and just leave the militia. But what would we do with them? Well, this needs exploring. So does this area, and we need to figure out how we're going to face these guys. Now, they're just a light infantry brigade, so they don't have any many machine guns. So it might be worth us actually building another machine gun battalion. Sorry, a machine gun brigade, and bringing them up here just to defend against these. Because I think if these are raiders, which surely they are, Pessalera. I can't say these names. They've not appeared on our regimes list yet. Just while I'm here, I'm just gonna see if there's any urgent issues. Yeah, Pessalera, their relations is low. They're going to attack us, I think. And Jura has low population happiness, high unrest, and high fear. We've got a 47 credit negative cash flow. Okay, not much more we can do on this turn, I think. I think we've just about got everything. Well, I feel like these guys are kind of wasted here. I don't know if these were moving. They were trying to take our territory, but I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to want to fight us necessarily. So we can probably keep those contained with that brigade there. I'm going to play one more turn and then I'll end the episode. I think I like to end the episode at the end of the turn. It's been actually quite useful to me because there's been a few times when I've made mistakes, and because people have picked it up in the comments, I've been able to rectify those errors. Okay, we've discovered automatic rifle, so this is just a better gun for our infantry. That's the discovery. We've not got access to it yet. We now need to research it. We found 65 metal. That's great. And we found 25 machinery. That's really great. Even better, advancing troops found a sealed silo with intact Galactic Republic equipment near Riofbig in the zone Jura. This allowed us to let our reserve units form a 300 GR jetpack. So we got some jetpack infantry. That's brilliant. Now, the militia lost their influence in your cabinet. That's okay, I don't mind. That was a deliberate thing we did. And recruit a young junior leader. This is what we need now. So, let's just approach these in turn. Water Void wants change in propaganda. So they want to change the propaganda and to talk more about democracy than autocracy. Not something I'm particularly keen on. However, democracy is good to have early on. Excuse me, I just want to have a look at the proficiency list. Now, democracy, we could get engaged politicians, which gives us a political bonus of plus 40. That's really high, so it might be worth actually accepting this here. It will give us heart as well. We're already doing quite well with heart. Although we could raise the we could actually raise our relations by saying no and reproaching him, but I don't want to do that. Let's say yes. Let's get democracy up. I mean, democracy is something worth fighting for, eh? Policy speech is due. Okay, so now this is a decision we've got to make, and it's a promise that we're going to make to them. Goal is a number of victory points reach at least 96, and that's for round 30, which is 11 rounds. The number of hexes on which we have recon is 615, and we've currently got 508. And that's around 32. I mean, that's doable as well. Or we could increase our population happiness. That's probably the most doable of the lot. I would like to increase mine though. Let's go for the population happiness. That means we're going to have to put some money into the city itself. We might find that the natural growth of the economy actually helps us there as it is. There's a word of a demagogue active in the slums of Jura. He is ranting against our reign and convincing people that they should emigrate or join the free folk. It is causing unrest. 1d100 plus 62 against an average of 100. I think we can go for this. Let's try and arrest him. Critical success. We caught the agitator. Even better, we caught him in an uncompromising situation in a... Oh, it looks like there's a plate. There's a coding error there. Unrest did not increase, so yeah, that was good. And we also raised our autocracy level, which is always welcome. So let's take a look at where we're at with this exploration. We could have actually gone for that exploration decision. I think we probably would have made that actually. It's quite likely that we're going to be able to uncover more of these. Now that metal biped, we would like to get that. I would like that to get that inside our borders, because this gives us a military research bonus points, and that's significant. However, it may be important to solve this particular issue first. Let's start exploring this area and uncovering these tiles. I'd like to get that done. And here's our jetpack infantry. Let's move these guys. Move these guys down. I suspect this is probably going to be our next battle. And those walkers are going to be tough. I fought them before with basic equipment, and man, they are tough. Let's bring these recon units down and at least get some eyes on what's going on. Now, Jura the happiness is still very low, so we can't. It's not wise for us to move our military units away from this yet. I think we're going to have to wait there a little bit longer. These walkers here, basically walkers are good in terrain that tanks can't enter. They also gain an attack bonus versus other tanks. It's kind of a height bonus that they get, so they're also quite effective against fighting tanks. So these tanks here don't really want to go up against those walkers. Although I do think, mind you, the Velociraptors they have an armor type that's only 25 mil liquid armor. That's really not very effective against guns. So those walkers will chew through these tanks, I think. So we probably better keep them away, at least from those. These tanks might be better off against these mutants. Although I don't think their soft attack's that high. Oh yes, it is. Yeah, they got 338. That's still pretty high. So we either use them here and just keep them away from those walkers. I mean, that's one thing we could do. Yeah, just I don't know what's here. I hope there's not more walkers. We do need to get some recon on this situation. We've moved that guy up there. I don't know whether to attack these or not. I mean, we're certainly starting to push them in and threaten them. I'm all about threats. Let's see if we can start surrounding them. Yeah, we do need more units. They're probably going to go this way, so I'm going to risk putting my HQ unit there. I don't think that they're going to be. I don't think they're going to attack me at this point. Let's see if we can get them to naturally push back. If they feel like they're under threat, they sometimes do retreat, and that would be good. If we can get them to retreat and take some of their land without bloodshed, well, I'm all for that. Okay, so we're getting more industrial points now because we're not building anything. So this is a good opportunity to start building our... Oh, hang on a minute. How long until this dome? It's saying 2 turns. Okay. And logistic points. These guys are going to be out of supply, so I'm going to build a road. That should do it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, these guys are going to be out of supply here too. Yeah, that'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4. That guy should be in supply here, this militia unit. So it's always worth building infrastructure. Roads are never really wasted unless you're building them out to literally nowhere, and it's often important that you will usually want some military force to go out in some direction at some point. So it's never wasted. Let's just move these. No, I think I'm going to I'll keep them with the walkers. Yeah, we do have another walker unit here. Look, we've not got enough recon on them to know how many we've got. These guys might be quite problematic. They might pose us more of a problem than we were bargaining for early on in the game. So if they do attack us, the only thing we're going to be able to do is retreat and find a defensible defensible place. I'm hoping that those tanks might dissuade them, but I'm not sure if they will. Not really sure how the AI kind of calculates the size of your forces. Okay, I think that's all we can do here, and I'm going to end the turn. So let's have a quick look at that strategy card, see if there's anything we can play. Might be worth sending a spy into their territory, actually.
Roger that.
There we go, we got 1 spy in. And we could recruit a junior leader. That might be wise since we've not got an advisor, and if we're very lucky, we might get a good leader for the advisor. We don't get the opportunity to add him yet anyway, so it will no doubt come up next turn. Okay, I think that is that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.